So K2 finally did it. It finally broke the mold and made a hard boot freestyle skate. They're called the Grid and the Surge, and they're due for release spring 2024. We were lucky enough to get our hands on a couple of pre-production sets of them, and it happens to be Berlin Marathon this weekend. So what better way to test out the first ever hard boot skate from K2 than to take it on a good old 42-kilometer spin around the block. Welcome to Berlin, home of beer, bratwurst, and one of the flattest marathon courses on the international running circuit. So flat, in fact, that the day before the running marathon, they let you skate it. So we're here with 6,000 other rollerbladers, some of them serious, some of them not so serious. I think we fall into the not so serious category because essentially we're doing a marathon on freestyle skates. But this is an exercise in comfort rather than speed. So with the help of K2's world famous comfort, I think we might be able to do it. Woo. How you feeling? I'm a bit nervous. Shaky? No, I'm good. I feel alright. Yeah. I think if it would be a 9 in the morning, it would have been a bit trickier. But now it's 3 in the afternoon. I'm feeling alright now. I'm good. Alright, chill out, guys. No need to overdo it. Just try not to trip over anyone, yeah? Trip over. You ready? Banana? So I took a pretty bad fall right at the beginning. I wasn't filming, but just went into the back of Gaston, and it was pretty fast at the beginning there. It was like a 27, 28 kilometer an hour, full on roly-poly. So I'm okay, I got up, but ego's a bit bruised, and my camera's broken, which is why the sound is so poor right now. But probably about 15 kilometers in, and starting to get some rhythm now. I'm out by myself. I lost Gaston along the way somewhere, but other than that, feeling pretty good. Let's go. Woo. It's okay for about 37 kilometers, and then it was difficult. My wrist hurts from the fall.
It's in 1 second. Congratulations.
Various damage here from the fall, but I feel okay.
Jake, congratulations.
Yeah. You made it. We made it. We made it. I made it. By the way. Okay, we're back. The microphone broke. The wrist broke. Maybe.
We're broken people, but we did it.
Yeah. And I was on the tail end of COVID. Turns out if you do a marathon on the tail end of COVID, you kind of need to take a couple of days off. So we're back now a few days later in the safety of the studio.
how was the marathon for you?
I mean, like, apart from EasyJet messing up our flights a bit, it was actually a really fun day doing the marathon. I didn't take it too seriously. Did you take it seriously?
I think I was
quicker
taking
than me, actually.
Well, we didn't take it that seriously like the night before, did we?
No, we should have maybe taken the night before a bit.
Should have got an earlier night. But
In my mind, it's like the marathon was at 3:30 in the afternoon, so I was like,
yeah,
we've got enough time to recover from a couple of beers the night before.
yeah. For me, like, amazing, like just the fun of going that fast for that long. Like it's because it's a long. You don't ever skate that far, and you don't really ever skate that fast, and it's just ongoing. It's just like it's forward motion the whole time, forward motion, and everyone around you's got it's like forward motion. It's a weird feeling. It's really cool. Like,
And everyone around you is also trying to go really fast on a pair of skates, which is kind of unique. You don't usually get that when we've been practicing. It's been in places where we've got to watch out for people with dogs or kids. Just now, the only thing we had to watch out for was other skaters.
Yeah, so the roads are much faster than we used to here, actually. It's really smooth and really fast. And I think here we were kind of averaging 23, 24 kilometers an hour when we were skating. And then out there, it was more like, I mean, when I was looking at my app, it kept saying like 28. So, yeah, it was fast.
Yeah.
It was I was going that fast when I fell.
Maybe that might have been the fastest point, because it was so close to the start that it was just when you had all the energy in you.
Yeah.
Going for it.
So what happened is I came in behind Gaston. I kind of thought maybe I just caught up with him too quickly, and kind of wheels kissed, and I was the one behind him, so I just kind of flew forward, and I kind of army rolled down the road, and I was holding my camera as well, so there was like phones and tripods and microphones everywhere, which was like quite embarrassing, I suppose, more than anything. And then when I got to the end, my wrist super hurting. I've been referred. I don't know. We don't know what the actual damage is on that.
You didn't like. I remember you getting up and I saw like your elbow and your knee was a bit cut, but I don't remember you mentioning your wrist at that point.
Didn't know until later.
Yeah, I think the adrenaline must have just been rushing enough for you to not really notice it.
Didn't know. Yeah, but really good fun. Definitely not competitive. We did it in. I did it in 1 hour 42.
I think mine was more like 1:50.
Yeah, your time didn't actually work, did it?
My time, I had Strava on, but my actual official Berlin tracker thing didn't work.
Yeah. And so I'm definitely doing it next year. And again, I'm not even going to be competitive next year. I'm just going to do it for the fun of having like an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4 of just going fast, because you just don't get that opportunity to have like a clear road and a smooth surface on skate. It's just so much fun.
I don't know how they managed to get a course that was 26 miles long with barely any uphill part points at all. Not even, I mean, there was, maybe 2 or 3 short little bits, so you had to go up a tiny bit of a incline, but like hardly anything.
The physics doesn't make sense. Like it felt like there was more downhill, way more downhill bits than there was uphill, but that makes no sense because it starts and finishes in the same place. So I don't know why the elevation felt like it was going down way more, but
I think next year I do want to do it. I want to beat, you want to be in competition with yourself at least.
What we needed was bigger like glutes or thighs or whatever it is, because we didn't train. We just went skating a couple of times, and it just totally comes down to those muscles, right? It's just how fast you can push.
I think also like actually having some sort of tracking system on you that tells you how far you've gone and how far you've got to go, because I felt like I was playing it safe. I was in my head, I was like, well, I've got a long time to go, so maybe I shouldn't push myself at certain points, when I really should have gone, no, actually, I've done this much, I've got this much, let's push yourself now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I will do it a bit quicker next year.
We put on bigger wheels for the race day, thinking that might be beneficial, because the guys who are really good at it wear big wheels, obviously. So it must have some effect. But I wonder at our level whether a big wheel makes any difference. Because for me, like, you're always pushing. There's no point of that marathon where you're not pushing. So there's no free coasting at all.
Yeah.
So I wonder, because of that reason, whether it makes any difference whether I was on 80mm wheels or 125mm wheels, because I'll still always be pushing. And it's not like you're coasting between pushes much.
Yeah,
It's not like an 80mm really slows you down versus the 125 between pushes. So
No, I think, well, like, I guess the theory would be that you have to do less strides and less, pushes on a bigger wheel setup. But I felt like the strides you do take are more effort than on a smaller wheel. On a smaller wheel, you have to do more strides, but it's less effort in those strides.
yes, exactly. And at our level, that might be
Maybe
beneficial.
for the size of our legs, that works out.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd love to know the science, to pop the science on that. Okay, so about the skates. So let's just talk about the skates in general. This is a new K2 Hardboot, the first time K2 have ever made a Hardboot skate, and it comes in 6 different variants. There's 3 variants which are the cheaper version and 3 variants which are the more expensive version. Let's start with, sorry about the noise, we've got work happening. The Surge is the cheaper version, and the cheaper version is the one without the Intuition liner. It's just got a K2 stock liner in it, and it comes in 3 versions: 80mm, 84mm, and 3x100mm wheels. I'll pop up pictures of them and prices on screen. Pull that K2 liner out, man. First time K2 have ever made an aftermarket liner, and considering K2 have such a world famous reputation for comfort, it's kind of a pretty like groundbreaking moment, isn't it?
It's actually, for a stock liner, it's really good and it's nice and it feels like it's stitched well. Still got the speed lacing in it, so it's fed through, lace holes across the tongue area, but then you have this toggle which you kind of pull to tighten the laces and loosen with a little adjustment now, and then you can hide it, roll up and hide it in the Velcro point now. So it's a good system. They use it on their skates normally as well,
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah.
And their soft boot skates.
Yeah. So the Surge skate, that's the cheaper of the two. Yeah, it's basically got the K2 stock liner in it, and it doesn't have the cuff lock system, which we'll come to in a minute, which the higher end model does. So the higher end model is the grid. The grid, and they come in at 80mm or 90mm, which Gaston has the 90 over there. And then the one I'm holding is the 110, the 3x110mm. And they all come in this kind of speckled Cadbury's mini egg design language. So you'll either like it or you won't. But K2 always do something different and cool. I like that they're brave with their designs. And the really exciting part, well, it's got 2 exciting points to it, this skate. It's got this cuff lock at the back where you can use an Allen key to tighten or loosen the cuff, and that'll give you this kind of extension and flexion in the cuff, or dorsiflexion as it's sometimes known, where the cuff pivots. If you tighten it, it doesn't flex, and if you untighten it, it does flex.
Well,
So
I had mine unlocked.
we both unlocked ours just before the marathon, didn't we?
But if you were like wanting to do like freestyle stuff and get up on some toe rolls and stuff like that, where you really need this bit to just stay in still,
Yeah.
then you would lock it, right?
Yep.
That's how I would look at it.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I would, I like the options there. I mean, the only reason I unlocked it before the marathon is because I noticed that some like the skates that were made for marathons had like a pivot.
Yeah.
So it must be a thing. I don't know. As you can tell, we're not speed skaters and we don't know anything about speed skating. And this is a freestyle skate.
Yeah, I mean, these are essentially freestyle skates, aren't they?
But good to test it on a long distance. These are definitely not made for doing marathons. But what did work out was that they're really comfortable, and they're really supportive. And for like marathon amateurs like us, I can't think of 2 better criteria for the skate to have. as long as I wasn't trying to get the best time ever, for me just to get to the end and be in comfort, this was actually almost like the perfect setup for me. So the Intuition liner, this is really exciting. Intuition, most people will know Intuition as being kind of the leading liner brand, or at least the most highly regarded liner brand in blading. And this looks just like the aftermarket Intuition Premium liner, which sells at £190. But it comes as standard in the Grid K2 skate. It's also got the speed lace system where you roll it and tuck it. And being the Intuition, well, that's its special feature, because Intuition liner doesn't usually have that, and the K2 collab liner has the speed lacing additional to all the other features of the normal Intuition Premium liner. So it's a really cool aspect of that model. And then the rest of the skate, I mean, it's a freestyle skate, so got a little heel wedge in there, by the way. That's more for like foot position, I think, than for shock absorption per se. But yeah, you might want to have your...
We took ours off and then we put them back on. I liked my foot being a little bit forward in the boot.
Yeah, me too.
I think another feature actually that I just thought of in this is that I think every other brand that are using these is a dual fit liner.
Oh yeah.
So this is single size Intuition liners.
And single size shells.
And single size shells, single size Intuition liners.
Yes.
Which is quite cool feature.
This is where K2 actually excel above some other brands, or at least this model excels above some other models that it might be in competition with, because they're individually sized, the shells. Whereas similar skates to this will have shared shells, and so you might have a skate that's too bulky for your size, whereas you can always buy the kind of most true size to your foot with the K2 skate.
I think like this one is like the sample we used was a size 8, but I'm a size 7 shoe. Some other like hard boot skates, that's not going to work. That's just matching up your size. You might have to go up a size, but actually like there is a tiny bit of space in the front of the shell and the liner, which makes me think that I would have been absolutely ideal in a size 7.
And you'd usually take a size 7 as well, wouldn't you? So true to size.
Yeah, it's definitely a true to size skate. You don't need to buy a size up, which is cool.
I agree. I was skating the 8. I'm usually 7.5, and it's probably like slightly too big.
Yeah, I reckon you probably would have been okay in the 7 as well.
So yeah, true sized. The skate itself, really solid. Aluminium frames all the way through the range. These kind of simple style K2 anodized frames.
I like the back, the shells, it's a bit like FR. They've cut out the the top of the skate here to allow the top of your foot to come out. So if you've got someone with high, is it called what's a high instep?
High instep, I suppose you might get more room with a high instep.
It might just allow a bit more, people with high instep to use the skate, which is cool.
And reduce weight, I suppose.
Yeah,
having an open shell like that.
The 90mm one is a rockered frame.
Rockered on the 90, just to give a bit more manoeuvrability.
Yeah, because it's quite a long frame, so it gives you a little bit of manoeuvrability, and it does work. That is something that you can really feel. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah, maybe not for a marathon.
But for some urban cruising, it's really nice and fun.
Yeah, and the insoles of these classic K2 ones, which got this dual. It's got a memory foam. It's got like dual foams in it, and the K2 insoles have always been good, haven't they? They're really comfy, nice and plush. So that's good. Which model out of all of the models would you skate? Which wheel setup on which model?
I would do the 90.
Would you?
Yeah, because it's fun. The little bit of rocking is really fun in the frame, and it suits what I would be doing on the skates. Yeah.
I think a second choice would be 90s. I think I might go for the 80s in this particular skate.
Oh, okay, sorry.
There's an 80mm version.
No, okay, let me take that back. I would probably go for the 80 one.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the ones that we had here.
Oh right, no, out of all the range. When the 80s are over, I think I'll just keep it simple.
What I do and what you do, I think 4x80 is the most fun setup. Is it? It's not. Is the 80mm rockered through?
We don't know yet.
That's to be confirmed.
Yeah, I would expect not, but
you never know. But
yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, and I might even go for the Surge. and then try and swap out my own intuition liner into it because I like the solid colour.
You like the colour, the solid colour. Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah, really strong addition to the rollerblading market. And they're out in the spring of 2024, if everything goes to plan. I know this is really early. I don't know why they've come so early with their pre-production models and stuff, but they're here. We're allowed to talk about them. So we look forward to spring 24 and hope the hype doesn't die down in that time.
Yeah, I think it's like a really good, going to be a bit of competition with some other popular freestyle skate.
Totally, man. Totally.
Even the pricing as well. It's not crazy price. It's good.
Okay, cool. All right, well, congratulations to us all on completing a marathon in an average time. And I think I might just go back to bed now for a week. Just get rid of that last bit of COVID.
Yeah, just get rid of that. I never got it in the end, so that's good.
Yet to come. you were quite close to me, yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Check out our other videos here and here. And do you know what? Do actually subscribe because we don't have enough subscribers still. Subscribe. And you get more videos like this. So see you in the next video.